Hey, hi everyone. Good morning. Today we're gonna demo on online doctor appointment booking system, where we develop this application using different technologies like distributed cloud computing and PHP and other uh, uh, development languages. And here we have group of team like me and Netaji worked on the UI part, and Nishita and Saitaran worked on the backend on the integration part, and Darun and Espelli Srinivas worked on the testing and database system. And yeah, the main motive of this project is to book appointment. By the patient here, and the details. The functional details will explain by the Darun Chaudhary. Darun, can you please take over from here?
Darun, please unmute yourself.
These are the contents of online doctor appointment system, which involve the project analysis, alternative solution analysis, project design, progress evaluation, development, integration and testing, implementation, evaluation, and future work. These are gonna be discussed by my team members. First will be carried out by Darun Chaudhary. He's going to explain the project analysis in the next slide.
Yeah, coming to the project analysis, like we have gathered the minimum requirements for the user interface, patient details, doctor details, and the appointment scheduling systems. And all this contains the basic information like for the patient, like the patient details, name and numbers, etc., and his medical history. And for the doctors, it's like his name, number, and his available details and his degrees, etc. And for the appointment, like we have done something like where there is no clash between a patient and the doctor's schedule, so that no appointment gets allocated twice to a same doctor. And coming to the next slide, uh, administration management, where like the people can add more doctors and the hospital management can control this stuff and adding doctors or patients and removing them, etc., etc. And we have designed a database for this, where the overall data is stored, and a security system for the database and then the portals. And we have gone through the testing phases, and we have tested it multiple times, and we have seen some wonderful outputs. And going to the next slide, please. And the stages of software development life cycle: planning, analysis, design, and implementation. Like we have planned this, we have planned what are the requirements and what are the needs and what are the goals. And the analysis, like how can we achieve those goals and how can we do the designing and implementation parts. And the next slide, please. Testing, deployment, and maintenance. Like we have tested the as I have already mentioned, that we have tested the app for some 20 to 30 times, and we have got the outputs correctly, and we have deployed it onto the site. And the next will be continued by my friend Srinivas.
Hello. Here now I would like to discuss about the functional requirements. The mainly we have like a user registration and login page where the users and patients like doctors, they have their registrations and they can create their account. And patient management. Patients should be able to review their like personal information and the medical information. And doctor management. Doctors should have their like names, what they are specialized in, and where when they are available. Can you please move to the next slide? And appointment scheduling, so that we can schedule the appointment according to the our requirements. And there is an administrative management. Administrator can be managed the users, including adding new doctors or patients. And the reporting menu, where we can generate the reports and appointment histories. Overall, this is the online doctor appointment. And coming to the next slide, there is an objective like patient registration and login. The system will allow patient to create their own accounts, providing their information like usernames and call like contact details. Doctor registration, their doctor name and doctor specializations and when they are available. Like, and appointment scheduling consists of like patients appointment when they are would like to come to the hospital. Next slide, please. Your like user management. The proposed system will enable the proposed system will enable patients to easily book online appointments. And overall, the proposed system will provide efficient and better ways. Next slide. These are the alternate solutions, like using the mobile applications, like instead of going to the site, or like we can use a mobile application or doctor listing. The mobile application will display the list of doctors and payment management or appointment scheduling through online, and patients can pay the amount in the online also. Next. In telemedicine, rating and reviews, we can get the rating and reviews from the patients, and will notify the patients according to the appointments and their payment reviews. And the next part will be continued by Nishit.
Today I'm going to discuss about the cloud infrastructure that we have used in order to like deploy our application into the cloud using the AWS cloud instance. Firstly, we have created an AWS account. Firstly, we have created an AWS account by using the IAM console, IAM management console. Secondly, we have launched an instance, a basic instance that we have used in order to create using the Amazon machine image. It needs to configure various groups, key pairs, and storage options as necessary. We have created a specific key pair which is unique for every instance which needs to be created. And we have installed the required configuration and web servers on the instance that needs to be installed in order to run the application, such as Apache and NGIX, INX to serve the PHP code. As we have discussed earlier, that we have used the PHP code in order to run the application. We have also used MySQL database in order to save the data onto the database. We have set up the MySQL database. This is a flow of how the application works through using the application works on the cloud, which is a remote desktop application. We have first deployed it onto the cloud using the SQL server on EC2 instance and using AWS database migration service, which is nothing but it is used to migrate the database easily onto AWS quickly. So we have used the RDS. RDS is nothing but a relational database server that we have used in order to run the database and store the data onto the database. And we have imported the database schema. Similarly, we have updated the configuration files, deployed the PHP code onto the AWS in order to run the application online on the cloud, so that we can access from the link using the link. We have tested the deployment as my friend Darun has said that it's working fine. We have tested it multiple times, and we have scaled and monitored the deployment. We have many tools such as auto scaling and CloudWatch in AWS to scale the deployment as needed and monitor its performance and availability over time. Specifically like this, as shown in the below image, we have created the instance using the Amazon AWS EC2 instance by using the free tier. The operating system would be Ubuntu. And next we have created the key pair, which is a unique key pair that is needed for each instance to be assigned, which is nothing but DCC Health Project as a key pair. Next we have used SSH command to connect to the AWS EC2 instance from the local machine. We have used sudo SSH and using the key pair we can connect to the cloud. And we have installed the Apache 2 and the MySQL server using the sudo apt install php MySQL commands, so that we can install the MySQL and Apache server on the AWS EC2 instance. And we have configured the few of the configurations, like we have updated the configuration. We have also set the file permissions for the Apache server, such as we have changed the group with the permissions. And just we have copied the project code from the local machine to the local Ubuntu machine that we have created to the AWS cloud machine by using the sudo scp command. And we have used the MySQL database on the AWS in order to store the database onto the server after running the application, as we store the data onto the database. And this is needed in order to configure the database, as we have discussed earlier, is an RDS AWS. So we need to configure a few of the things in order to use the AWS RDS to run an application on cloud. We have set for some file permissions for MySQL using the admin file, and we have created a database. Using the database, we have created the database tables, and we can access the database tables and create the database tables. This is the application, how it looks when launched on a AWS EC2 instance. The above URL is the AWS EC2 instance, which can be used to join the application. These are the system requirements that we have used in order to deploy the application onto the cloud and to develop the application on the local machine. These are some of the software requirements, like we have used HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Ajax, and PHP, which are mainly used for the front end and back end framework. And the database we have used is MySQL database, and the software is XAMPP, which is a server. We have used AWS cloud services like EC2, RDS database, security groups. We have changed some file permissions even. The web server we have used is Apache Server 2.4.41, and the processor of our processor, the general requirements of the processor is i5 8th generation, RAM should be 8 GB, and ROM 128 GB. It's a 64-bit system type.
Start Jaddu. Hello everyone, we can understand our project from the design diagrams. Next slide please. So here are the three roles in our project: admin, doctor, and patient. Admin got to manage users and full applications, manage doctors. Doctor have the role to log into the application, changing account passwords, canceling the appointments, updating the appointments. So patient need to registration for appointments, checking for appointment status, checking for doctor availability. Next slide. So this is the sequence diagram, so we can understand the project better. So here the patient approaches the doctor, and the admin coordinates between the patient and the doctor. Admin manages the access of the systems, enter login credentials, selects a doctor appointment slot, and thus he both coordinates with the system. Next slide. Here is the class diagram, which contains a patient, doctor, admin, and appointment. These are the every class have a name, email, and password, and the appointment have a date and time. Here are the two modules we got in the application: doctor module and admin module. Next, please. In the doctor module, we have main things are view upcoming appointments, manage appointment schedule, view patient information. So the doctor can view the upcoming appointments in his module and manage the appointment schedule and view the patient information. Next. So he can notify the patients about the appointment changes, cancellations, and information. Manage patient notes and records. The doctor module of an online medical appointments booking system helps doctor organize appointments, monitor patient data, and improve patient care. Next slide. So in the admin module, admin can log into application by providing his credentials. The admin module of an online doctor appointment booking system plays a crucial role in managing the system operations and ensuring the appointments are scheduled efficiently and effectively. Next, please. The project progress evaluation will be explained by my friend Sai.
Yeah, hi, good morning, everyone. In this project, I have done about the project progress evaluation. The PHP and MySQL database were used in the development of this application. While attempting this implementation to the features, we encountered some problems and errors, which is we're going to fix them. And we gained a valuable experience and understanding after completing the project, and we make sure that the application runs we locally encountered the problems and applying the to AWS. Finally, we have developed a. Okay, then we come to the development. There are in this part we have done a technology section. Choose the appropriate technologies of the project and including the programming language, database management system, web servers, and front end framework, and data design schema to store patients and doctors and appointment and this type of data, and front end development the front interfaces of the systems and HTML using the JavaScript and integration testing, and we have tested this individual components and integrate them to the work together as expected. Can we go for the next? Yeah, online doctor appointment booking systems is on a track to the patient details, doctor information and appointment booking details, and my PHP and MySQL and the XAMPP controls, we use it to design the web application, and the deploy the system, we deploy the system to a production environment such as a cloud-based server. The integration and testing, the unit test and system testing and user input validation system. The unit test is include system components. Unit testing will verify the system operations and procedures on the medical appointment booking system. And the system testing will include like system testing checks that all the components operate together. System testing is the online medical appointment booking system. Involves verify the integration and the patients and doctor appointments. User input validation testing. Yeah, one of my friend will continue this presentation.
Hi, I'm sharing my screen. Nishit, can you please give me as a host? Yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, we can see.
This is the home screen that the application that we booked thing. Here, different types of user can log in, whether admin, doctor, or user, a patient. Once we log in into the application as an admin, uh, as an admin, here admin can do different types of functionalities, like he can create the schedules, and he can create he can assign he can check the doctor's created schedules and then do some modifications over there, and then he can check the patient details as well, and then appointment details as well. These are the different functionalities that has been handled by the administrator. And whereas we have doctor and then patient as well, with similar functionalities, whereas the patient has if you can see this is the patient home screen, where he has different types of actions that he can perform in that screen, like he can check the doctor's sessions which is held in future, and then he can schedule or book appointment for different sessions, like body checkup, heart surgery, and then for the different sessions he can do that. And then whatever the bookings that he has been done, those will be displayed under my bookings history. And then these are the some settings he can do. Some settings as well. uh, um, these settings involve like changing the password, and then changing the address and other things. Those will be uh, I mean controlled by the user. Here, this is the main page where the main thing will goes on. And like here in the home screen, we can also check the status of the few things which we pastly done, like booking the appointments, and then the sessions, what sessions that we have attended, and then how many bookings that we have done, how many doctors that we have consulted. All these details will be displayed on the home screen of the patient. Nishit, can you open the PPT?
Can you make me the presenter or the host so that I can share my screen?
Yeah. Yeah, I have done that.
Yeah, this is 1 second.
Otherwise,
Is it
let me.
yeah,
Yeah. Otherwise, let me share that. Yeah.
yeah, sure.
as discussed, this is the home screen, and then this is the login screen, and then this is the sign up page where we
Mr.
enter all the
Arjun,
details.
Sanishit is sharing the screen.
Yeah, this is the health medical system in which they have the different modules like the doctor module, patient module, and different modules. Like each PHP file is related to uh, the self person. Like for the doctor, we have like add new doctor, add a session, add appointment, delete doctor, a kind of PHP files. And coming to the doctor and is able to delete the session, delete the appointment, and edit the doctors, and manage the patient schedule, everything. Patient is able to book the appointment, making the appointment, deleting the account. He is able to delete the appointment, and he can view the list of doctors. Like the particular session he's going to attend, like maybe it's a heart surgery or a body checkup, like how many doctors are associated with that kind of surgery, and what is the name of the doctor, what is his availability hours, everything. And this is a code associated with it. And the next will be continued by my friend Mallikarjun. Can you unmute yourself, Arjun?
Yeah, sorry. This is the login page that we have created. I mean, the UI will display like this, where we need to enter the user ID and the password for the login of different users. This is the registration page. We usually take different types of details of a patient, and then those details will be stored in the database for the future purpose. Next slide. Yeah, I mean, these are the details that we'll take, and then we start the registration thing over here. Next slide. And
I
then
think
this is the
we already
home
completed
screen.
the videos.
Yeah, this is the doctor
Yeah,
details that.
I'm gonna give an overview of this. Like these are the screenshots taken while launching the application using the cloud, AWS web AWS. So this is how the application gonna look, and these are the some of the features and uh, associated with each user. Suppose administrator, patient, and doctor each have their different functionalities, like booking the session, making their availability, and deleting the appointment, making the appointment, everything like the in the same way as I explained earlier. This is the AWS AWS instance connector where we can see the details of the admin by using the select star from table command. Like is a database command, MySQL command, which is used to know the admin details and everything. We can similarly view the appointment details and doctor details who is associated with it. The conclusion gonna be explained by my friend.
Here the main motive is like a patient can book the doctor appointment using this application, and then this system is very convenient way to book that appointments. He can select the doctors, and then whatever the time the patient want to visit the doctor, yeah, he can book that appointment with this application. And then as well, it is very secure, and then with the AWS security system. And then it has, I mean, the system, the application that we have developed is like the performance is well maintained for a bulk of users, even though the users will increase, so that the application will work without any uh, stuck or anything. And then the overall functionality required specified in the, I mean, those will be specified in the requirement documents. If there is, next slide, Nishit. yeah, these are the future works that we're going to add in this application, like adding more advanced features such as telemedicine options like video consultations, and then providing clinic, and then whatever the reports, those will be shared to the patients through the mobile application itself, and then enhancing the user interface, and then making it more friendly and interactive to the patients, and then integration of these thing to the electrical health records like EHRs, and then to provide more complete picture of a patient, like medical history, whatever the patient history will be there, those will be uh, showcased to the patient in well structured manner, and then developing of a application, iOS application, and it more accessible to the patients who prefer to use the other smartphones like iOS, and then Microsoft, these things for the bookings. These are the future works that we're gonna do in future. Mm, thank you. Please let me know, if you have any questions with us regarding this application.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. This
Thank you,
is our
everyone.
application on doctor
Thank you,
appointment
everyone.
system that we have developed using HTML, CSS, and PHP, and we have used AWS instance AWS to deploy the application onto the cloud. Thank you.